Get you that, man.
Never stop. Give me a grab bag real quick, all right? Huh?
Yeah. So we're not going to take too long, man. Just wanted to, you shared, you sent us an email. You sent me an email. I shared it with Jason. He's the secretary.
When he got the report, you know, there's a line on there.
So what's the idea?
I just feel that, you know, I've come to this decision after months. I mean, it wasn't just a day, two, or a week. I mean, this has been kind of months weighing on me, and for me personally, I actually haven't even told my closest companion who I tell everything. Obviously, I've talked to Jehovah, you know, through prayer, but I haven't even talked to it because I don't want to stumble anyone. I don't want anybody to think differently. I don't want them to start questioning things. So she doesn't even know the decision I've made personally.
Right.
So.
And that decision is just for my benefit. I mean, out of your mouth. Well, what is your? You're not going to report field service time?
Pretty much. I mean, I just feel that for me personally, I just don't feel appropriate for myself and my conscience to turn in field service time.
And why is that?
Through some scriptures that I've read, and I've come to an understanding of those scriptures of how I interpret them, that, you know, I just feel that I just shouldn't turn in time.
What scriptures are that?
Look at Matthew 6. And as I read these scriptures, there's some negative connotation, and I don't judge anybody who.
Right.
I'm not trying. That's why I haven't even told you.
This is for you.
This is for me.
Okay.
And I don't want to do. You know, I'm not telling anybody to do what I'm doing or anything like that. I think it's Matthew 6. Kind of these are the few verses that I read. 6:1. Take care not to practice your righteousness in front of men, to be noticed by them. Otherwise, you will have no reward with your Father who is in the heavens. So when you make gifts of mercy, do not blow a trumpet ahead of you, as the hypocrites do. And let me stop there, because like I said, this is not to anybody.
Right.
I want to reiterate that, and I'll go blue in the face.
Oh, no.
This is not to anybody or anybody. This is when I see people, I don't think of them in this way.
Okay.
This is me and my relationship with Jehovah. As hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, so that they may be glorified by men. Truly I say to you, they have the reward in full. But you, when making gifts of mercy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your gifts of mercy may be in secret. And your Father who looks on in secret will repay you. So that's some of the main ones, but I have a few others. As of right now, I can't really recall them, what the other ones were.
What was the value of the widow's mite? Why is that in the Bible?
I'm sorry, what?
The sacrifices made by the widow and the donation she made, why do you think that's in the Bible? Why did they use that?
I think they use that to show the giving your all and your full extent possible. And she had only the 2 coins, really.
But why did they even use 2 coins? Why did they say a little bit?
Just to show how the little value that she had, that she gave all that she could.
Does that help you get a better picture? Does that help you get a better picture of what she's doing and the value of her service, their circumstances, as compared to someone who brought gold and valuable objects, and we can put a price on some things to beautify the temple? Can you see the value of what that impression does for you or for the congregation or for the organization as a whole?
Right. I see your point, trust me, because I've weighed on that too.
So would you feel that you don't need to do this? Do you know Have you thought about the consequences of what that does to the congregation, to the family, to the brothers, or to the organization on the other side of the earth? That I don't, in essence, you're saying I don't really feel that I want to encourage the friends by my efforts or encourage the brothers by my report because I just didn't keep it to myself. I mean, do you put that in that light by any chance?
I have. I have weighed that out as far as a lot of people gain and are encouraged by the growth that we've seen worldwide and the hours and the tracks and the books and the studies that have been. I mean, it's huge for a lot of people. But I also have weighed it out for me personally. That's just kind of how I feel about it.
So this is a personal decision, and we appreciate you telling how you feel. We definitely do. Definitely appreciate it, and it shows that.
I don't mean to interrupt. I mean, this is not me saying that I'm just not going to go out of service anymore either.
No, that's not it. I'm just trying to get your mindset.
Yeah, that's exact opposite of what Jesus told us.
Well, here's what I appreciate you coming tonight. I mean, we're not. I'm just trying to get your mindset on because my biggest concern, and I hope I'm not outstepping, is I've heard a bunch of I feels. This is the way I interpret it. I feel. This is the way that bothers me.
Okay.
Greatly. Out of love for you and care for you, that bothers me greatly.
Okay.
Where have you read this and come up with this feeling? Be honest.
To be honest, my whole life I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's been times where I fudged numbers on my service report just because I felt guilty.
What are you guilty about? What do you feel guilty?
I felt guilty that instead of, maybe I didn't get the congregation average or the national average or the U.S. average, maybe around 10 hours. I got maybe literally like really 5, or instead of putting 5, which I should have, I would put like 6 or 7, and that just doesn't sit right. And when I've been struggling with my service time, as you know, I haven't for the past months, actually for the past few years, I haven't been honest with myself just because you have to, and obviously Jehovah doesn't, even something so petty as that, you're still lying.
Right.
So,
I was going to say that in itself.
But every time I write my hours down, it's instead of being an encouragement to my faith, it brings my faith down. And I know the way to boost that up is to go out more.
Call me, call him.
But sometimes circumstances just don't allow that.
Right, exactly. Back to our 2 coins and our bars of gold. It's appreciated. It affects the whole, no matter what it is. Why does the faithful slave? Why did they accept 15-minute increments of time based on circumstances? That's acceptable. There's a reason for it.
Right.
This book lines out the value of recording that time. And when you got baptized, that's something you agreed to do. That's part of your dedication. So why belittle yourself? One of 7 million people. Yours doesn't count, or yours doesn't matter, or you should be ashamed of what you do. That's what's concerning. Because I would hate to think that you would put forth that effort in your family and then feel it's a no count. But it really, really is.
So it reminds you when you write down your time, it makes you feel worse when you write down the time?
Oh, yeah.
What about if you tell it to us?
Same way still. It's probably even worse, telling you face to face.
That sounds more like that's not, it's more of a psychological issue. You're talking about reminding, because you write down the time, reminds you when you were unfaithful about 5 hours versus 6 hours. But something, it goes down to, it's going to boil down to this really. Like tonight we talked about the governing body. We talked about the governing body tonight, right? And do you believe that they're the faithful and discreet slave class?
Yeah, I do.
Slave.
Yeah. They're the faithful and discreet slave. And if you believe that they are taking the lead on the earth, they are taking care of us, that is what they want us to do.
They report their time.
They report their time. So they're telling us to, the scripture said, listen to your mother and your father. In the Bible, who is our mother, you think?
What scripture is that taken from? I'm sorry.
It's early. It talks about
I'm not sure, but
listen to the counsel of my father, and there's something of my discipline of your father,
Yeah,
and
your
the
mother.
counsel of your mother. Basically, the father is known to represent Jehovah,
Okay.
and the mother is God's organization. God's organization. The Bible don't tell you to turn your time in. The Bible don't tell you to do that, but the God's organization mother tells us to do that. So it's really, something that you're going to have to, it all boils down to loyalty to Jehovah's organization.
and he that is faithful in what is least is faithful in what is great.
Right. So we're not going to hold you up. I think, go ahead.
I tend not to mince words or waste words. I'm a little more concerned. I know he's very concerned. Otherwise, he would have sent that information to me.
Mm-hmm.
But we all have different backgrounds and different experiences in life. This can be a start to a serious problem. If we don't get grips on what you're thinking and how you're feeling and why you're feeling this way. If you've been around someone that shared this viewpoint with you, or if you've read something on a website that shared this viewpoint with you, I need to know now.
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
Okay. Because those expressions I feel, and this is the way I interpret and read the scriptures, is not a good way to express yourself if you have not been in association or have not talked or read something with these far out thinkers and these twisted minds I hear that tell you to look at things your way, or I feel, or you and I can't take the place of the governing mind and faithful slave. So we don't interpret and we don't read into anything in the Bible. It's not consistent. Those scriptures in your thought, it's not consistent throughout the Bible. It doesn't fit the picture. So you can't come to that conclusion yourself because it's not there. That's the point.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of scriptures that tell us we need to, put our faith in Jesus and Jehovah.
Right.
As far as getting that personal relationship.
Sure.
I mean,
So you pray to Jehovah and come to the conclusion that you shouldn't report time, whereas the governing body and the faithful slave prays to Jehovah and they instruct us to report the time. So how is that revealed to you any different than them?
just like I said, for me personally, it kind of brings me down when I report my time. It's encouraging to hear of the work that's been done worldwide. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not. I mean, it is. But as for me, I know it might be hard to understand, but it kind of does the reverse. As far as instead of encouraging, I fully
see what you're saying.
I understand, yeah.
But how do you get encouraged? You don't want to go against the leadings of what's being said. You want to go with the leadings of what's being said. Where is your joy? Your joy is in your service to Jehovah. So you increase your service to Jehovah, you increase your joy. You don't do the best you can and then hide what you've done because you work the other way. You put yourself in amongst those who struggle like you do, and we've found avenues or ways to try to increase to bring that joy to us. I may come across kind of hard. I'm not trying to be harsh.
I understand.
I'm trying to say I love you, brother, and I don't want to see you lose your joy or to start thinking outside the arena here of the congregation and things like this right here, because that's just another door open to something that's already been there.
You kind of brought it up, and I can't remember the scripture, but it talks about the joy, having that joy, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's like, I turn in my time. It's only sometimes 4, 5, 6 hours. That joy kind of goes out.
But it's not quality. It's not quantity. It's the quality of your service. Right. There's folks that turn in 4 and 5 hours, turn in 3 and 4 books. There's folks that turn in 70 hours and no books. I mean, you've got to you got to know that your efforts are appreciated by Jehovah and that it's valuable.
It's very valuable.
Very
We need
valuable.
your time.
Your youth, your energy, your support to your wife, your support to your family. Those things are sometimes more important. Your love for your wife is more important than any door you can knock on in that field.
Right.
And if you love your wife, that's more important to Jehovah than bringing anybody in the door. Because you keep her from walking out the door.
Right. I know what you mean.
So I guess I'm just trying to get in your head before you walk out that door to
Like I said,
be clear with us and help us see what you think so we can help you.
I understand. I mean, like, that's why I don't want to. You're the only people I've talked to about this whole situation. You're the first person I mentioned it to. You know, just because of, it's a little alarming to hear somebody say that, you know, or think that. That's why it's like, I don't want to discourage anybody. I don't want to make anybody. Just a little comment can make, you know, whoa, what? I didn't know about that, or make me think it. And they start, you know, going off on their own little thing.
Well, who's he been talking to? What's he been reading?
Yeah.
Right. You say you have your faith in Jehovah and Jesus, right? How are you going to have your faith in Jesus if you're not doing what his brother's asking you to do? Now, there's an arrangement, right? You have Jehovah, you have Jesus, you know, and then you have on the earth, you have the governing body, right? They get the direction from Jehovah and Jesus. I'm just saying, I mean, you saying you feel, but basically the feeling, it's called emotional thinking, right? You know, somebody say that you're somebody's prejudice. You feel that way, but you have no evidence. You know, emotional reasoning can get us in trouble. It's emotional reasoning. So, I mean, we love you. That's why we want to meet with you.
And I appreciate it. I mean,
we'll tell you, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. I mean, it's the best way we can say it. It doesn't make sense, and we're worried, we're concerned. We lose sleep over this. I've been thinking about this all day.
I'm sure.
Come on. It's kind of scary. So
I'm going to flat out tell you, Brother Keith knows, because I told him.
Okay.
Because everything goes to the coordinator, because he's got more experience than me, and he may have run into this before. He's concerned. And I don't apologize for telling him, because Eric would have told him right behind me.
That's, I mean,
so
I understand.
So I don't know if we say anything that make a difference to you, to matter to you.
You know, I will definitely take it into consideration. I do want to step back and, you know, be, you know, having prayer with Jehovah and
pray to Jehovah.
You know, and
you think he's forgiving you for what you have done in the past?
You know, yeah, I think so. Of course, you know, if we have that faith and obviously truly repentive, or you know, things like that. Right. Yeah, I mean, I look at it and I'm not happy about what I've done. It's such a petty thing, you know, to do. You know, it's so stupid to do.
What is that?
To fudge the numbers, you know, things like that. You know,
but your motive behind it
is that's what I read that for.
Your motive, you don't have
because that I've applied this to myself.
Yeah,
you know.
You pull one scripture out of there, and if you can pull 10, that'd be fine. But it wouldn't be consistent with the way Jehovah views our service to him, or why he's directed us in the way he's directed us. I mean, there's so much that comes out of that article and that magazine, out of these publications, that all come from a measure of what's going on in the field. We just talked about zone overseers, traveling overseers. It's not a measure of who's doing what, or who, because if that's the case, then we would have Publisher of the Month.
Right.
We would announce this stuff. It has nothing to do with it. It gives us a feel of how you're doing and where your heart is or where your struggles are. It's only a way to help. It's not a way to measure who's going to the heavens and who's, you know, it does have nothing to do with that.
Right.
It's just a measure of our mobility and where we are with our service and our activity. And that's the only way we can get you.
Yeah.
We can secretly work out in the field on our own and expect the brothers to be able to help you in the way you need to be helped. It doesn't work together.
Let's keep it a matter of prayer. We appreciate you meeting with us and listening. We care about you.
I,
We love
you know,
you.
definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, that's what you guys are here for, and I appreciate you, you know, being the encouragement. You know, it's a lot of people need that. So.
Brother, we all need some encouragement, man.
Yeah. We all need it.
You know, and nothing you do or say or whatnot is going to run us off or make us view
You're a family member.
or
We
view you any differently.
You're a family member. You can't get rid of those.
Look, I'll beat my dad in the head. You know, if it don't sound right, I'm gonna tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be right by your side to help you if you want to. And so this man right here.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, be careful how you evaluate what you read yourself, and how you measure what you read to yourself.
Yeah.
How I feel.
Right.
Okay, we don't have to feel. We can be led. We can be instructed. Otherwise, this mess would work like
Right.
it works.
I know what you're saying.
If we had to figure it out on our own.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. So I will let you get through on time. Promise I wouldn't hold them that long.
I'm long-winded.
No, it's, you know, I understand.
Because you
But-
got a lot to offer.
Definitely.
And it is not measured by a position. It has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I understand.
All right.
So, but I appreciate it, but I'll definitely keep it in a matter of prayer. I mean, I've been doing that for, like I said, it's been months. I can't even tell you. I mean, it's been months. I just know over
I'll record
months.
the time in 2 days.
What's that?
You what?
I said the time goes into the branch.
Oh, 2
Okay.
days.
No later than 20th.
Okay.
Would this be your first month not recording time?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
This is first month. Yeah.
So you and I'll speak before I turn it in?
Yeah. 20. What's the 20th? 2 days. Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got your email. Is it? Or I can call you. Or, okay. I'll call you.
I will call you.
I definitely got your number. So
Hmm?
I definitely got your number. But you might have to try a few times because, as you saw, we
Yeah,
have
text
horrible service.
You got horrible service in this house.
Sprint.
I know where you live. Have you changed addresses? I know y'all live in a territory. Are you at the
Yes. I don't know if we've changed addresses with you. I don't think I've given you the new Slickland's address.
Yeah, right in Bedford, right?
Yeah.
Coleman's. Okay.
But seriously, we care for you, man. That's fine. That's why we're all right.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Definitely.
All right.
So.
Alrighty.
Yes, sir. Should we say a prayer for the man?
You go ahead. Yeah.
It's always good. Appreciate it, brothers.
Look, I'm firm as a pistol, man, and I know you know me deep down.
I love it. I really appreciate you know, the concern. I do. I really do.
More than you can, probably more concerned that folks are going to be looking at pornography all they care. That what you're saying worries me more than that.
Wow. Okay.
Because that's normal.
Okay.
I'm saying, you're born to produce, okay? So that fight, that feeling is there. Satan knows that. But you know, to all of a sudden take a feeling that way worries me, because it sounds like someone's gave their impression on you, and those type of thinkers out there.
Are you talking about like the apostle?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Those type of minor thinkers,
No,
like
it's-
those type of thinkers out there are there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's one of the things they mention. You don't have to. Why do you have to report your time? What's you're supposed to be quiet and mild and humble and low spirit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly how that can come off.
Absolutely.
That's why I appreciate the updated version, because it's a lot easier to read.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been reading a lot more because of it.
Yeah, same here. I try not to miss a day.
It's one of those things where, like I said, it's
Just
you
look
know.
look up film minutes, look up time, look at. You're not the first one that.
I've tried. I've only found like one
I can
article.
find I can help you.
If you
find
can
it.
send me over, maybe
Anything.
you send it to me organized.
Oh yeah, we're talking about reporting your time.
Okay.
And why?
'Cause I wanna-
Why when someone says, "Hey, when did you start your time?" That's none of your business. That's my personal.
Right.
See, there is a matter of privacy and a measure of individuality, but it doesn't. You know, it doesn't say that. I've never liked that. I'm never like that. Averages junk.
Right.
And we don't put up with that in the elders meeting. When someone says you got 3 kids and you count 6 hours, well, what, you not going to service or study with the kids? And my dad would say, well, would you rather not study with his kids? So we're not saying that time is a measure of man.
Right.
We're talking about the value of time. I never like that law of averages. But that's numbers are numbers. If a brother studies with his kids and gets 6 hours a month, and tell him he didn't go out and serve 2 hours. That's crap. And then don't study with the kids and see what happens. See, so we're not saying the other side. My father feels the same way you feel. He don't feel time. He don't feel it should. What's the matter? He said those who can go to service are going to go, and those who aren't. So you're not out of line thinking that way. But acting on it is a little different than thinking. Right. Pioneer should be a pioneer if he gets 25 hours, as far as I'm concerned. And I was looking at 15 hours. How many would we have? That'd be real encouraging, wouldn't it? See what I'm saying? So you're not overboard. You're not thinking crazy. But it's just feeling you have an answer and act on it is where I know I get nervous. So we're not saying you're thinking wrong, but we should think. We should just keep on getting it because everything else fit in the picture. Why wouldn't that? 99% of it's right. You might as well go with 100%. That's just the way.
I agree. That's what I've been talking.
I can only pass on what I've liked.
Well, we'll definitely be talking in a couple
And that's why I said what I said about my father.
I don't know.
This body don't have it all night.
Isn't the, excuse me, ladies, your garbage supposed to be emptied after each meeting, right?
Yeah. You can just slide out here and I'll grab it. Got it. All right.